Last year's spring and summer seasons gave me a newfound appreciation for the slice of life genre, in particular the subgenre known as Iyashikei, with shows like Amanchu and Flying Witch being some of the most enjoyable experiences of last year. Since then, I've been experimenting more with the Iyashikei genre to see which shows work for me and why. Most recently, this year's summer season brought us a new potential entry into this subgenre with Isekai Shokudou, or Restaurant to Another World. Unfortunately, this one struck out in terms of being a successful Iyashikei series, and I want to examine why it didn't give me the same sense of enjoyment as other shows in the same genre. But first, let's take a step back and examine what makes a show Iyashikei, and why Isekai Shokudou fits the genre. Iyashikei is derived from the Japanese term of the same name, which roughly translates to healing. Thus, a key trademark of the genre is that it attempts to create a relaxing and soothing mood for the viewer. It's the kind of show you would watch if you wanted to chill out and unwind after a long day of work. The goal when creating an Iyashikei series is usually to craft an unbroken wave of atmosphere and emotion that viewers can immerse themselves in. As such, these shows usually have settings and story structures that lend to them being repetitious, mostly devoid of conflict, and unchanging in their presentation. That's not to say that Iyashikei is completely uniform in its tone and has no variations whatsoever. That would just be bad storytelling. Instead, moments of comedy or emotional intensity in a good Iyashikei series melt into the mellow atmosphere that's already been set up. These moments still happen, just without fanfare or much attention drawn to them, so that the atmosphere isn't noticeably disrupted. If you want a bit more detail on what really constitutes Iyashikei, then I highly recommend Subsonic Sparkle's video on the 4 types of slice of life anime. Isekai Shokudou is about a small diner whose entrance is connected to a fantasy world once every week. We meet a variety of different patrons, learn their stories, and enjoy watching them consume the diner's delicious food. The goal of Isekai Shokudou seems to be immersing the viewer in the mindset of the diner's patrons. While there are occasional moments of conflict, it never breaks the relaxing tone it presents. This series at its heart is about relaxing and enjoying a good meal, and thus fits the Iyashikei genre rather well. At least in theory. While it might have the narrative of an Iyashikei series down pat, its visual presentation ends up creating an overexcited dissonance with that narrative. Take a look at the most popular Iyashikei series, Mushishi, Aria, Natsume Yujinsho, Flying Witch, Amanchu, and you should notice something similar about their color palettes. All of these anime feature color schemes that focus on either muted colors, desaturated tones, or light pastels. The more subtle color design coincides with the narrative tone of Iyashikei by lulling the viewer into a more relaxing state through its use of softer colors, leading to a more entrancing atmosphere. Isekai Shokudou, however, has a much more vibrant color palette. Look at how much contrast there is between each color, how much everything pops off the screen. In a different genre, this might have worked rather well, but when trying to convey the soothing feelings of Iyashikei, it only hinders itself. These colors don't soothe or relax you, they perk your interest and get you excited, the exact opposite of what Iyashikei should do. However, I don't believe this mistake was made just because of incompetence regarding knowledge of the genre, because Isekai Shokudou also contains another trope that has seen a noticeable rise in popularity lately, that being food porn. I'm sure most of you are familiar with it already, but food porn is a type of cinematic construct in which the focus of a shot or scene is placed on the beauty and deliciousness of a certain food or meal, with Food Wars, Kofuku Graffiti, and Sweetness and Lightning being notable examples of this trope. In the original light novel for this series, the food porn elements probably worked pretty well in attracting readers with enticing descriptions of food. However, in a more passive medium like television, food porn elicits the exact opposite emotions that Iyashikei would. Instead of a wave of subtle emotion washing over the viewer, it captivates us with spikes of primal desire. One of the fundamental traits of food porn is over-exaggeration of emotion, and so the presentation of said food porn is highlighted as much as possible in the visuals. A satisfying experience on its own, but dissonant within a genre built on subtlety. The biggest problem with Isekai Shokudou is that the mixture of genres that made it popular as a light novel simply create a tonal mess when transferred to the TV medium. Is it a terrible series? Not really, but the incongruous style of emotional elicitation just makes me feel uncomfortable and strained, and so I must search once again for a new wave of healing. Thanks for watching, everyone. I've pretty much narrowed down all the summer season anime I'm going to finish at this point, so I can really focus on powering through to the end. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, be sure to like and subscribe so you can stay up to date on all my latest content. Share this video around with people you think might enjoy it. Leave a comment below about what you thought and other topics you'd like me to cover in the future. Check out my written content over at Digital Fox Media, and don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. My name is Ember, and I'll see you next time.